Time management on the homestead is a difficult chore. The most innocuous of tasks, stuff that you don't even think about, cost you a huge amount of time. These leaves, I've got to get them all off, and I'll do it 2 or 3 times with the leaf blower, but you can see how it's got my netting sag down. Well, you can imagine if I got 4 inches of wet snow on top of that, it would tear everything down. So it's all going to be taken care of. I'm going to do this. Let's get to today's show.
Much of Canada was settled and developed by homesteaders. The Dominion Lands Act, passed in 1872, was in force until 1952 in the West. Homesteaders, through sheer force of sweat and determination, transformed the prairies into thriving communities. Our grandparents cleared and broke the land and carved society out of the northern wilderness by hand. Today, modern conveniences have robbed most of society of the ability to fend for themselves. After a global pandemic rocked the world, causing food shortages and insecurity, homesteading saw an explosion in popularity. People searched for the old ways to secure a safe and stable food supply for their families. Join us as we rediscover the joys and challenges of homesteading at the Mellon Patch. Welcome to our life. Welcome to the Mellon Patch.
Yesterday I picked up some replacement nucs. So these are 5-frame nucs, and they each have a queen and they have brood and food and all that in them. And I'm going to move them to these empty full-size hives. Do it in the morning when it's cool, nothing's flying yet, you can see. I want to get it done before I disturb them too much, so let's get started. This is my favorite tool for this. It's got the little hook for lifting. So I can get it up above. And you gotta carefully lift them out. You don't want to rub them together, and these are getting quite full. Let's see. Not much going on there. You can see a little bit of the capped brood. This side here has more capped brood, and that's our next bees. The queen should be here somewhere. I'm not good at finding queens. Well, I found a queen 46 years ago when I married her, but when it comes to the bees, not so good. The whole idea behind this is to get them into something bigger because they are filling up. This particular nuc isn't super full. I did 2 others yesterday and they were jammed. There's more brood. You can see more capped brood here. She's not doing a bad job of laying. You prefer to see it all just solid with no gaps in it, but all of these worker bees here are females. They're all her daughters. And in a weird way, her her clone and her equal, except that she's the first queen born, and she exudes a pheromone that binds them to her and don't allow them to lay eggs. Isn't nature cool?
The Mellon Patch Homesteading would like to thank our sponsors. Range Road Enterprises, your leader in small forestry equipment for homeowners. From your land to your lumber, Range Road has a solution. Alberta Mobile Power Systems, fast, temporary power anywhere you need it. We design and install to meet your needs. If you've missed out on our early years or haven't caught our latest episodes, we have you covered. Join our exclusive online community at trappinginc.locals.com.
I got these from a local bee apiary. They produce a lot of honey. He also had a tough winter. He said he lost a huge portion of his hives as well, and that's too bad. But we had one of those crazy Novembers where it was warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, and then it did it again in February. So what happens there? You can see there's honey in here. You see that dark, shiny back in those cells? That's honey. Every time they wake up, when it warms up, they want to fly, and then they start eating. Well, then they eat eat all of the food that's there, and they end up starving to death. Or they get really cold really quickly. They're not prepared for it. Just a little bit of smoke. These ones glued together pretty good. Doing it in the morning before they're flying for the day. There's the most bees in the hive, but the least amount of activity. It's cool, and they sure wish I could see the queen. It's cool, and they're not too aggressive or too active. You get to move the most bees at once to your new hive, and with the least amount of fuss, which is good. Oh. Isn't a really good queen. She hasn't laid a lot. There should be frames full. Like this is probably the best frame, and you can see all the capped brood and that, but it's still not a lot. This is mostly food. That's honey from last year. See how it's capped off? That when it gets to about 16-17% moisture, the bees know it and they cap it off, and that way it'll never spoil. These will hold 10 frames, these big boxes, but I only put in 9 for the brood boxes. What have we got left in here? Next to nothing, and I'll just leave them to sort it out. They're going to be doing some housekeeping and cleaning up. They know their queen is gone. They know where she's gone too, and so they're gonna
They're gonna follow her, but I'll just leave this sit out here, and they will empty out the rest into the box. Just get these guys calmed down again. You can buy actual little flimsy pieces of plywood that you put on the top, and it's to stop them from gluing your lid down. But a piece of plastic, like we use, the plastic that we use for our duck pond liner and for putting in the bottom of our chicken coops and all that, it's 20 mil or 25 mil black plastic. Beautiful for this, absolutely beautiful. What do you think of that burlap? How easy it starts up and how well it smokes? That's a real secret from the beekeepers. Like the pros, not me. I'm just a guy enjoying the pastime and the wealth, the honey. So I got these here yesterday, and I lined them up one in front of the other with what they're going to be going into and what they're coming from, because when they get here, the scavengers, which is the bees that goes out and gets the honey and the pollen and all that, they go on an orientation flight so they know how to come back here all the time.
The Mellon Patch Homesteading would like to thank our sponsors. Range Road Enterprises, your leader in small forestry equipment for homeowners. From your land to your lumber, Range Road has a solution. Alberta Mobile Power System, fast, temporary power anywhere you need it. We design and install to meet your needs. If you've missed out on our early years or haven't caught our latest episodes, we have you covered. Join our exclusive online community at trappinginc.locals.com.
Lots of brood, lots of honey. Some brood on that side. I still haven't seen her. When you see her, she's about twice as long as a regular bee. She moves slower, a little more stately. She's the queen. Neither one of these were super great on the amount of brood. All right. I'll come back later today and I will take the boxes out of here. I returned them to the beekeeper. Well, it's just about 2 weeks since I put my bees out, the new nucs, so the new queens and the new workers. And at that time, I just about doubled the size of box I had. They came in 5-frame nucs and now they're in 10-frame medium-sized boxes. I have to check on them, and I have to make sure that once they've filled it, then I've got to take and put another frame on another frame box on top. And the reason for that is otherwise they get too crowded. They're going to swarm and leave. One of the things though I have been doing is I've been cleaning up old frames. Now sometimes an old frame, when you're done with it, it looks like this. These ones here have the wire in them. That's what we're going to work with here. Frames come with, or they can come with nothing, and the bee can produce all of the wax itself and make all that honeycomb. It looks like this. But the problem with all that is that that's all work that the bee is doing that doesn't have to do, and it's cutting into the amount of production that they can actually produce in honey. So these are called foundation sheets, and they can be plastic, like this one's plastic and it's coated with the beeswax. Eventually these plastic sheets wear out. I like to use these. These are actually solid beeswax. Put them in, they're very flimsy, so they need to have support. And that's where the wire comes in. See the wires here? They support, but now I gotta put something on this side so they don't fall out. And that's what we're doing today. There is no set dimension where you choose. I like to run 4 pieces of wire just because I think it gives me enough support. The bees anchor it really quickly, but it's got to be in place. And if it's warm, it can warp and drool. So I want to give the bees a chance to get everything under control. They're hard workers, but we can help them. All right, that's simple. I drilled 2 holes down here in the bottom because this is where I got to start my anchor. Now, I use, for this amount, I got about a 60-inch piece of, I think this is 20 gauge stainless steel wire. So all I did here, I mean, you can anchor it any way you want. I just created a loop, put it through the second hole, and then I just take and go through it. And that's how I anchor my one end. Give it a pull, just like a squirrel snare, which is where the idea came from. Lord knows I've made lots of squirrel snares. And then we take and thread it back and forth. This is where the lighter wire becomes very user-friendly. Okay, at this point, I've got 2 in place, and I need the sandwich. I like to keep all that stuff out because the bees clean everything. I don't need to make any more work for them. There we go, just like that. I can finish my threading. Okay, and I take and go over to one of my other wires here. Give it a nice tight pull. It's the other beautiful part about stainless steel wire is it's strong for its size. And there we have it. Okay, there's the original ones that came in the frame, and most frames have them. If you have the option of getting them with or without, I would get them with. You don't need them right away, but you will need them eventually. And there's my new supports there. All right, I got some more to fix up here, and then it is time to go out and check our bees.
The Mellon Patch Homesteading would like to thank our sponsors. Range Road Enterprises, your leader in small forestry equipment for homeowners. From your land to your lumber, Range Road has a solution. Alberta Mobile Power Systems, fast, temporary power anywhere you need it. We design and install to meet your needs. If you've missed out on our early years or haven't caught our latest episodes, we have you covered. Join our exclusive online community at trappinginc.locals.com.
Oh yeah, pretty good brood on there. Some honey on the sides. Oh yeah, look at the brood there. All right. Yeah, she's doing good too. Oh, look at the brood there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, is she laying eggs? Good for her. There we go. But neither one of these are ready for a second box. Then they spend too much time focused on that and not feeling on the first one. Everything that goes down into this bottom box is the bees anyway. We don't touch it. So let's take a peek and see what we got here.
Oh yeah. We are full. Maybe not quite on that outside over there, but see how yellow the wax is? That's from dandelions. That looks pretty good. I'm guessing they need we're gonna need to put one on top of these guys. This is called a queen excluder. And what that means is that she's too fat to get through these grooves. She's got too much booty. So we put that on top. The workers can get through and continue the work up above. This makes it easy that I can always just lift this off when it comes time to harvest the honey and I know my queen's not in there. That's really important. The bees, the honeybees themselves, the workers, live, I believe it's 28 days. So every 28 days there's new bees. Here is the stuff you saw me work on earlier. There you go. All set up. And now because this is going to be for food and honey storage, there's only 10 in this, as compared to 9 that I put in the brood box below. There we go. Bees are pretty cool. They are not super aggressive. They don't want you to be invading their space is about it. Well, like I said, time management is a squirrely thing on the homestead. You never begin to plan for the stuff that actually takes time, stuff that you wouldn't even dream about. That's pretty good for right now. I'll have to do it at least once more, I'm sure. There's still a few leaves up, and they'll all land right here. You know how that goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we will see you next week.